Okay, I think I'm done with this for now. I was able to get this other light going. I'm not really sure. It just rained yesterday and this is out in the rain. So let me go and show you. I got this light switch here. See the blue light on and off. So both lights should be on. All right, so there's one that's on and there's the other one that's on. That's all that light switch does. And I did set it up so that there'll be a light on, so that hopefully the key, or doesn't be, so the lights aren't left on during the day, you know, hopefully. Keep in mind that I did end up making a jump point. This doesn't look like much, may even look ugly, but it's a ground, so you can jump a car, or jump this off a car, or any regular battery. You see I have a battery there and a battery there. These batteries are large enough that they don't need to be jumped, you know what I mean? If you just hook it up here and here to this red bolt here, it'll start the it should give the battery enough power to charge it again and start it. So that's the reason for this bolt here. And again, this little plate. Off this plate, I did end up running a little USB port, or a cigarette lighter for a USB port. I did paint the brake red too, and hopefully that'll be obvious. That's for the stop, and this is the green for the go. Well, I didn't paint it green, but I should have. I just don't have time to do it right now. I did end up putting that flap on there. It may not look all that great, but it'll do for now. And it's a little bit larger than the original one, so hopefully it'll protect a little better too. I did end up putting this thing on there. You can see it's very sturdy. It moves the whole thing here. Not much in here. I did put a bottle of oil in here, although it's not necessary. This motor oil is brand new. It does not need to be touched. Does not need to be changed. It's brand new motor oil in there, so I wouldn't mess with it. Especially, I don't remember if this thing has an oil filter or not, so that's something to check. I mean, the oil level always needs to be checked too. Let's see if there's any oil in it right now. Oh yeah, it's actually overfilled. The line looks like the line's way up here. So, oh, and I can see it coming out here. So it's got plenty of oil. It's not all that good, because then some of that oil will get sucked into your air filter and eventually clog up your air filter, so you don't want to overfill it. What else? I zip tied everything here, and I'll come back and cut all these. Here's the key, and I just kind of left that key in there to make it super hard to lose this key. You can see there's a key right there, so I just don't want to have to look for that key down the road if it comes out of there. That's a secondary turn off, so in the event that you have to turn the vehicle off and you can't get it off of that switch right there, or the kill switch that's right up on top, that little red switch is right there, or that red switch, and you can see there's a kill switch right there up top, right above it. If I can zoom in anymore, I guess I can. All right, so those are the two kill switches, and you can see the light switch there, and the key's still in the on position. So anyways, so in the event that you have to turn it off, you can just literally just turn this to the off position. You'll hear it click. There we go. And so, and that's it. That's how you kill the engine by a tertiary mean. If the kill switch doesn't work, or the actual toggle switch doesn't work, then you come back here and turn it off here. Okay, so it's in the on position now. So 3 ways. The key, it's in the on position now. The toggle switch, that's in the on position now. And the kill button, which you have to depress, and it'll turn it off over a second or two. It's in the off position now. On position, off position. So off, so that it will let the car run. Another tip, again, like I said, if it's cold, you just give it 1 or 2 little pushes, and that's it. It should start right up. Battery's brand new, so it should start right up. All right, I just went ahead and used a strap down to this a ratchet strap to hold the seat in place. I ended up putting some Armor All on it, so that's what this pulling is. It's Armor All. Hopefully to soften up this plastic, because it was cracking. As you can see, it's cracking. Later on down the road, we'll see if we can get some cloth to cover it up. I did attempt to move the seat forward already. Oh, this Armor is really good. It's slippery as heck. So let me see. I think that's all right. I think that's as far forward as this is gonna go. Oh, I said it keeps on clicking. See, I'm doing this with one hand basically, so that'll be it. So the seat's all the way forward. And I think we should be good to go. That's all. We got our mirrors here. I'll let you do the honors taking that cover off. There, we got another mirror up there. The nut and bolt for this are inside your little box here. Got a little light just in case you need it somewhere down the road. Actually, I don't even know if it has batteries, so it may not hurt to open it up and test it out. Do not ingest batteries. Batteries will explode. Oh, it says here in the top, it says included. 3 AAA batteries included, so that's great. I'm sure I bought you plenty of rechargeable battery. I put some extra zip ties in here just in case you want to zip tie something down or add something to it. This little bag of silica is just to dehydrate the air in there so things don't oxidize. Oh, it's wet in here because I just washed this little lanyard. And this keychain here, you got 2 keys, one for the ignition and then one for this switch back over here, which I've already talked about in my other video. I'm leaving this in here. I don't think you need it. It may not hurt like in January, so to change out the oil, you can watch some videos on how to do it. You may need some special tools, or maybe Douglas can help you out with it. I don't really know, but anyways, I did want to show you this can. It's old, it's ugly, it's dirty. You're gonna have to wash your hands after you use it. It is heavy because of course it's 2 gallons, and so that's 8 pounds per gallon. You got 16 pounds here. So in order to put it in here, you need 2 hands basically, and you really just be careful. Then you just push it down. So let me see. Clearly I can't do this with 1 hand. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is gurgling in there. So I'll put about half this gallon in here. And I guess I'll go ahead and fill up the, I don't like the idea of filling it up because it makes it so heavy, but I do want you to have plenty of fuel. So I'll go ahead and fill it up. I guess I'll fill up both, this blue tank and the red tank. Yeah. So I can't really tell where we're at on the level inside the gas tank, but dang, that gas tank must be a 3-gallon gas tank. Oh, it took all 2 gallons. Yeah, that must be a 3-gallon gas tank. Jeez. Okay. Well, that's all of it. I just filled this thing up earlier today. Let me see where we're at. Oh yeah, look at that gas tank. It's right there. So that's pretty good. It's about 2 gallons then. I thought it was 3, but it's a 2-gallon tank, which is great. This thing should get a good 50 miles to the gallon or so. You gotta figure the elementary school's probably only about a mile away. The thing is that definitely don't want to drive this on the street and always with a parent. Don't trust anybody to stop for you. You make sure you stop for everybody. Don't upset anybody. Don't hit any animals. Watch out where you're going. You can't run over kids, obviously. This is very dangerous. You can hurt somebody. So you always have to be with a parent when you're riding this thing. It's a little dirty. You could wash it if you want to, but I don't think it's necessary. I think it's perfect to ride just as is. And you don't have to be nervous about going through mud or streams or water puddles or anything. Starts right up. I haven't had a problem for it to start at all. Keeping in mind that you just give it a light, and if it starts to not work, it'll sound like this. You see here, it like stops. It's because it's got too much water, or in this case fluid, in the cylinder. If it doesn't start, make sure you got all your switches on. This shouldn't be affecting anything. We're not worried about that. And then you gotta make sure your key is on in the on position over there. But otherwise, it should start right up. Easy. That's it. That'll go full blast. Once it'll warm up, It's a little idle low right now, but once it warms up, it'll go very well. So you gotta be careful with reverse. Sometimes you cannot get it to come out of reverse. So once you put it down, just turn off the engine a little bit and it'll kill it enough that the engine will stop spinning and allow that reverse to pop out, and then you can go forward again. Sometimes it'll just kill it and then you have to start it back up. So see, I just had it off. That's why I didn't start. This is your parking brake. I wouldn't trust it too much. Unfortunately, I've tightened the heck out of it. And it still doesn't hold it. Unfortunately, that's just the system. And if I tighten it anymore, it won't work too well. So that's just the way it is, unfortunately. I don't know what else to tell you about this thing. Really, stay off the streets. Be careful where you go. People are going to be upset if you go into the yards or tear up the grass or do silly things, and people will get mad at you. So always make sure you're with your parents when you're riding this thing. Wear your seatbelts. It's got a 5-point harness on there. You're just gonna have to work on adjusting it. It's dirty right now, so you might have to clean it, or just wear some clothes you don't mind getting dirty that is washable. Obviously everything is washable, so I think that's it. I don't know if there's any troubleshooting really. I already told you about the ground negative on the battery jumper cable, and the positive goes right here on this nut. Pull this thing back, get it out of the way, just touch that thing. You clamp the terminal onto those 2 points. This here is a ground, so you can take this off. You actually can take this off and use it to touch the negative on the battery. I just happen to have it here just because that's the jumper cable. I just ended up using the power cord for it. I don't know what else to tell you. I think I'm telling you the same thing a million times now. This little light switch is now hooked up. I mentioned in other videos. Eventually I might hook it up so that it'll just turn on at night, or when you have these lights on. Maybe I should have just done that, wired it so it can turn on with those lights. But really what I wanted it for was to turn on when the key was in the on position. That way you wouldn't forget to turn the key off. You always got to turn the key off. And I gave you a keychain to hold on to it. There are some adjustments there and here, but if you ever need help with it, make a video and we can go over it together as far as the adjustments go. And if that doesn't work, maybe Douglas will help you out in making the adjustments. But you can kind of see where these are right now. I try to tighten the heck out of them so that you don't have to touch them. But again, this is your parking brake right here, and then this cable or this lever is your reverse lever. It tells you make sure your hair is tied up. You don't want to get it caught in any moving parts. If that engine catches your hair, it'll rip off your scalp. So again, you should not be doing anything back here without an adult, or in fact just let an adult mess with it. Don't touch it. All right, that's it. I'll go and fill up that gas tank, and then that'll be done. Thanks for watching. Bye.